Okay, so get this. You're ready to unlock some serious life-changing potential.
Always.
We're talking actions you can take daily that in the long run will make you unrecognizable and seriously wealthy. Forget the hustle, harder grind set stuff.
Right.
We're thinking long game. And for this deep dive, we're pulling advice from people who've actually built their own empires, built communities, started from nothing. And they're sharing the things they wish they knew back then.
Yeah. And the first thing that comes up again and again across all these sources is mindset.
Yeah.
It's about shifting from being a consumer to a creator. There's this one entrepreneur who said they were constantly just consuming content, just absorbing it all until it finally hit them. Like, why not be the one making it?
Oh, yeah. It's that click moment.
Yeah.
Where it's like everything changes.
It's like realizing you're not just a spectator in this whole digital game. It's about taking ownership, turning your skills and your ideas into action. And that shift, that ownership, that's where the growth comes from. So I'm curious, what about you?
Yeah.
What are you consuming right now that maybe you could be creating? Something to think about.
Oh, definitely food for thought.
Yeah.
And these sources are all about leveraging the digital world.
Yeah.
Not in the obvious ways even. Like someone with a tiny following can go viral just by tapping into their network the right way.
Yeah, it's the network effect. These sources really hit hard on the importance of consistent networking, especially like direct messaging. Think of it like your network is your garden. You've got to cultivate it, reach out, build relationships consistently.
So it's not just blasting content. It's about being strategic with your connections.
Exactly. Like sharing valuable content. Even something like a Good Notion template can do wonders.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And if you see some content that was inspired by someone else, tag them. It benefits both of you. It exposes your work to a new audience and vice versa.
Yeah, it's like a little shout out, right?
Yeah.
Acknowledging inspiration while expanding your reach.
Exactly.
I like that. Now, another thing that came up a lot was the power of ideas. Not just having them, but one source compared it to they're your children and you want to see them flourish in the world.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
It emphasizes how crucial the quality of your ideas really is. Nurturing them, sharing them, helping them take root in other people's minds. Because when you do that consistently, something really cool happens. People start to associate those ideas with you.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you hear the power of, now you immediately think Eckhart Tolle.
Right.
Like you're building a brand for your mind.
Totally, yeah.
It's like, what ideas are you known for? What insights do people automatically connect to you? That's a powerful question.
It really is. Yeah, for anyone building a presence online, it's like really important.
Yeah. And let's shift gears a little bit to something that I found super interesting. The one-person business model.
Okay.
It's all about self-reliance, freedom, and purpose, all wrapped up into one.
That's the dream. Setting your own hours.
Yeah.
Location independence. Complete control over your income. No wonder that resonates with so many people these days, especially with like social media and all these no-code tools popping up. Easier than ever to do.
For sure. All those tools make it so accessible. Yeah. You can build your audience. You can manage your operations. You can connect with clients all online. And one thing these sources really busted is this myth of saturation.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
With a one-person business, you don't need to worry about that because it's unique to you and it's constantly evolving. There's always room for a fresh perspective.
I like that. A lot of people get caught up in the too crowded.
Yeah.
This is too saturated. I can't get in there. But
yeah.
If you're being your authentic self, then there is space.
Absolutely. But to make it in this one-person business world, you need what these creators call evergreen skills.
Evergreen skills.
Yeah, it's like the foundation. No matter what's happening in the digital landscape, these skills will always be valuable.
Okay, so what are we talking?
So we're talking communication. So that's like writing, speaking, crafting compelling messages that resonate with people.
Right.
Then you have marketing and sales.
Yeah.
Understanding like what makes people tick.
Okay.
The psychology of persuasion. And surprisingly, coding even the basics.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's the language of the internet. And when you pair that with marketing know-how, that's where things get really interesting.
It's like building your toolkit.
Totally.
That you can use across any industry or project you get passionate about.
Exactly. You're building a foundation for growth and adaptability, which is super important in a world that's always changing. And this leads to a mind-bending idea. Are you ready for this? You yourself are the product.
Whoa. Okay. That's a lot. I'm intrigued though. What does that actually mean, like practically?
So it means your knowledge, your experience, your interests.
Yeah.
All of that creates a unique package that you can offer the world. One source put it like this. Everyone has what they call a $100,000 product inside their head based on everything they've learned and everything they've lived through.
So it's about tapping into that.
Yes.
Okay, so how do we do that?
It starts with figuring out what fascinates you. Then you go deep.
Yeah.
You learn from every angle. You document your journey. You share your insights.
Okay.
And that process,
yeah,
that's what you can transform into a product or service that other people will find valuable.
It's like taking your life's journey and turning it into a treasure map other people can follow.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that brings us to a tension point that I think a lot of creators face. Do you chase the quick cash from trends or build something that will last?
That is a big question.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it can be tempting to go for that quick cash, but what are the sources saying about that?
So they're saying that chasing quick money usually just leads to constantly pivoting, jumping from one shiny object to the next. But when you master a skill set, that's when you gain control over your time and your income. You're building a foundation that can weather any storm.
So it's like building a house on solid rock instead of sand, right?
Perfect analogy.
One's fleeting, the other's built to last. But it's so easy to get caught up in the now.
Yeah, how do you resist that instant gratification? One creator talked about having a 50-year work horizon.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So long term.
It's shifting your focus from immediate gain to the impact you want to make over a lifetime.
I like that a lot.
So think about it.
Yeah.
What's your vision for your future self? What are the skills you need to build to make that vision a reality?
That's a powerful question.
It is.
Because it really does force you to think long term beyond just the next viral trend or quick buck.
And that long-term thinking is crucial because real transformation, the kind that makes you unrecognizable and wealthy in the best sense, that takes time.
Yeah.
Dedication and consistent action fueled by the right mindset. It's all about recognizing that those small, consistent actions, especially when they're aligned with that big picture vision, they create a ripple effect that leads to massive transformation over time.
Right.
We're not talking overnight success here.
No.
Think more like compound growth.
Which brings us back to patience, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in wanting it all now, but
it really is.
The real meaningful growth, it takes time.
It does.
Dedication and a willingness to embrace the entire journey, not just the highlight reel.
Absolutely. And one of the creators even mentioned that their biggest breakthroughs often came after periods of what felt like stagnation or even setbacks. It's about trusting the process and knowing that consistent effort, even when you're not seeing immediate results, can lead to those aha moments and those big leaps forward.
It's like that saying, right?
Yeah.
The overnight success, 10 years in the making.
Totally.
You can't force a seed to sprout overnight.
Yep.
You nurture it, you give it the right conditions, and you wait.
Exactly.
But eventually, with that consistent care, it blossoms.
It does.
Into something amazing.
And when we're talking about creating something incredible, it's interesting how many of these creators really highlighted the importance of problem solving in their journey.
That makes sense. If you can identify a problem that people are having, and then you provide a solution, you're creating value. And people will pay for that.
Absolutely. And the amazing thing is the problems you solve don't have to be these complex, world-changing problems.
Okay.
A lot of these creators found success by solving problems that they themselves had experienced.
Yeah, turning your own challenges into opportunities to help others.
Exactly. There's one creator who shared how they built a whole business around a system they created to overcome their own productivity struggles. Like literally took their personal life hack and shared it with the world.
That's so cool.
And it's authentic. It's relatable. And it's inherently valuable because it comes from a place of genuine experience.
And I bet that authenticity just shines through.
It does.
People can feel that.
Totally.
And that builds trust.
Yeah.
And it creates connection. And ultimately, I bet it leads to loyal customers and clients.
It does.
Who resonate with that story.
Absolutely. And speaking of stories, another interesting concept that kept popping up was the microservice.
Microservice, okay.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's all about starting small,
okay,
building momentum,
yeah,
and getting your foot in the door without needing to have every single thing figured out from day one.
Oh, so it's like a taste test of what you can offer.
Exactly.
So you give a smaller service, you demonstrate value.
Yeah.
You build some credibility.
You get some wins under your belt.
Okay.
And there's a few key benefits to that approach. First, you can start making money from your skills pretty quickly, even if you don't have a huge following or a super developed product.
Okay.
Second, it gives you invaluable real-world experience. You refine your skills by actually working with clients.
Right.
And third, it's like a testing ground for your ideas. So you can see what resonates with the market before investing tons of time and energy into something bigger.
It's like a low-risk way to test the waters.
Totally.
Gain confidence, build momentum.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
And then as you gain experience and get feedback, you can refine your offerings, expand your reach, and gradually work towards that larger vision.
It's a smart strategy for sure.
Yeah.
Especially with how quickly things are changing.
It is.
In the creator economy.
Now we can't forget about social capital. As you build your audience and connect with other creators in your space, it just opens up all these opportunities that might have stayed hidden otherwise.
Yeah.
So social media becomes more than just posting. It's your virtual networking event.
Exactly.
You build relationships with people who share your interests, you support each other, create a sense of community.
It's all about that.
Yeah.
And you never know where those connections will lead.
That's true.
One creator talked about how their Twitter network opened doors to collaborations with big influencers and even celebrities.
Wow.
Just because they built a solid online presence and they had fostered those genuine connections within their community.
That's so cool. It shows how powerful those authentic relationships are.
For sure.
It's not just about the number of followers. It's about building those connections that lead to collaborations and unexpected opportunities.
Totally.
It's like a built-in support system. Absolutely. And that sense of community, that feeling of belonging and support can be so valuable when you're dealing with the ups and downs of building a business or pursuing your creative passions. And that reminds me, another major theme was this emphasis on long-term vision. These creators aren't just chasing trends, they're playing the long game.
Yeah.
Building something sustainable and meaningful.
Okay, so it's like the difference between sprinting and running a marathon, right?
I love that analogy.
Sprinting, you get quick results.
Yeah.
But a marathon requires endurance and strategy and commitment to the long haul.
Exactly.
So how do they do it? How do these creators stay focused?
How do they avoid getting sidetracked by all the internet noise? They understand that true lasting success isn't about finding some magic shortcut or get-rich-quick scheme. It's about embracing continuous learning, personal growth, and adapting to this ever-evolving digital landscape.
So it's about cultivating that growth mindset, staying curious, being open to new ideas and approaches as the world is changing around us.
Exactly. It's about being a lifelong learner.
Yeah.
Constantly looking for new knowledge, upgrading your skills, and being willing to step outside your comfort zone to embrace new challenges and opportunities.
And that's what makes it so exciting, right?
Yeah.
When you're always learning, always growing.
It keeps it fresh.
Yeah. The possibilities are limitless.
They are.
You're not confined to just one thing.
Nope.
You can evolve, you can expand your expertise, and you can even reinvent yourself over time.
Totally. One creator even used the term generalist to describe this approach.
Generalist, okay.
Yeah, it's about developing a wide range of skills that you can apply across different fields and interests.
Okay.
Making you super adaptable and valuable in a world that's constantly changing.
Like a Swiss Army knife of creativity.
Totally.
Ready for anything.
And that ability to adapt and evolve is crucial for long-term success. And the digital landscape is always in flux. And the people who can embrace change and continuously learn and grow are the ones who are going to thrive.
Yeah, it's like you're riding a wave. You have to be agile, responsive, willing to adjust your course as needed to stay ahead of the curve. Now let's talk about saturation.
Okay.
This is something that I think a lot of creators struggle with.
Yeah.
This fear that certain markets are just too crowded. There's no room for new voices, new ideas, and it can be paralyzing.
It's a common fear for sure. It's easy to feel intimidated when you see all these talented people already doing their thing in the space you want to be in.
Totally. So how do we overcome that?
Yeah, how do you get over that fear and find your unique space when it feels like there's already so much out there? One creator had a quote that really stuck with me.
Okay.
They said, the internet enables 8 billion monopolies.
So essentially they're saying there's room for everyone to find success online.
Yeah.
But how?
Because everyone brings something unique to the table.
Right.
We all have our own perspectives, our own stories, our own mix of skills and experiences that make us stand out. And these creators that we're learning from today are proof that you can build a thriving business around your passions, even in what might seem like a super crowded market.
That's encouraging.
Yeah.
So it's not about trying to be the next influencer with a bazillion followers. It's about finding your niche, connecting with an audience that resonates with your message.
Exactly.
And building something that's authentic and meaningful.
And that's where the power of authenticity comes in.
Yeah.
When you're genuinely passionate about what you're creating, it shows.
It does.
And that people are drawn to that passion, that realness, that sense that you're not just trying to sell them something, but that you truly believe in what you're doing.
It's like a magnet.
It is.
When you're being true to yourself,
true
to your vision, the right people will find you.
They will.
They'll connect with your work on a deeper level.
Absolutely. And remember, even if you're just starting out, those connections can have a huge ripple effect.
Yeah, they really can.
One creator told this story about how they went viral with a tweet, even though they only had a handful of followers, because it resonated with someone who had a much bigger audience.
Oh, wow. That's a great example.
Yeah.
You never know who might see your work and how it might impact them.
You really don't.
So you plant those seeds, you nurture them, you trust that the right people will find their way to your garden.
Exactly. And that's why consistency is so important. Keep creating, keep sharing your work, keep putting yourself out there, even if you don't see results right away. You never know when that one piece of content, that one connection might be the catalyst for some amazing opportunities.
Yeah, it's that gardening analogy again. You might not see the sprouts right away, but with patience, with persistence, with consistent care,
exactly,
you will eventually be rewarded with a bountiful harvest. Now let's switch gears and talk about turning yourself into a product.
Okay.
This is something that I think a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah, it can be a tough one.
But these creators, they seem to have cracked the code.
They have.
So what does that mean?
It's about taking your knowledge, your skills, your experiences, and packaging them into a product or service that other people will find valuable.
Okay, so it's like bottling up your own personal brand of magic.
Exactly.
A unique mix of expertise and insights that you bring to the table. But how do they do it?
How do you actually productize yourself in a way that feels authentic and that people will connect with? One common approach is to identify a problem that you've successfully solved for yourself. And then you create a system or a process that other people can follow to achieve those same results.
Okay.
It's like taking your personal life hack and turning it into a step-by-step guide that anyone can use.
Oh, I like that. Because it's based on your own experience.
It is.
So it's inherently valuable. It's relatable. And it's leveraging storytelling, which everybody loves.
Totally.
When you share your personal journey of overcoming a challenge and achieving something you want, it resonates on a deeper level.
It's not just about sharing information. Right. It's about sharing a transformation. And that authenticity, it builds credibility.
Yeah.
Because you can show that you've walked the path yourself. And that gives your audience confidence that they can get similar results by following your guidance.
It's like having a trusted guide who's already mapped out the terrain.
Totally.
And can help you navigate the challenges along the way.
Exactly.
So that leads to another question, right?
Yeah.
Identifying your unique value proposition. What are you really good at?
Yeah.
What sets you apart?
What's your superpower? Yeah. That unique blend of skills and experience that makes you stand out.
Yeah.
And once you've nailed down your strengths, you can focus on developing products and services that highlight those strengths and that cater to an audience that's specifically looking for what you have to offer.
So play to your strengths.
Yes.
And become the go-to expert in your field.
And one way to do that is to specialize within your niche.
Okay.
So instead of being like a general business coach, you might focus on helping entrepreneurs launch their first online course. It allows you to become a recognized authority. So you become the obvious choice for people who are looking for that kind of expertise.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And it makes marketing easier too, right?
Oh, for sure.
Because when people are searching for a solution to a problem, they're more likely to find you if you're known as the expert in that area.
Exactly. It's all about positioning yourself strategically in the market. Now, one of the biggest mistakes creators make when they're trying to productize themselves is they undervalue their knowledge and experience.
It's so easy to do that.
It is.
You think, oh, this is just something I do.
Yeah, you think this is easy.
Yeah.
Other people can do it too. But what might seem simple to you could be incredibly valuable to someone who's struggling. You've already overcome those hurdles. You've got the insights. You've developed those skills that they're looking for.
It's like you don't know what you've got till it's gone.
Totally.
We take our skills and talents for granted, not realizing how much they could help other people.
Yeah.
So how do we change that?
How do you shift your perspective and recognize the true value of what you have to offer? It starts by acknowledging your journey. Instead of focusing on what comes naturally to you, think about those challenges you've overcome, lessons you've learned, the skills you've developed along the way.
Right.
Those experiences are gold.
Yeah.
Just waiting to be shared.
It's about turning your scars into wisdom that you can share.
Exactly. And one powerful way to do that is to create a signature system or framework. So this is a unique approach or methodology that you develop based on your experience and your expertise. It's like your secret sauce, what sets you apart. And a signature system can be anything from a step-by-step process for launching an online business to a framework for achieving peak performance in a certain field. Once you've got that system, you can use it to create a bunch of different products and services, from online courses to coaching to books, workshops, you name it.
So it's like a master key that unlocks all these opportunities.
That is.
Okay. But creating a product or service is just the first step. You got to get it in front of the right people. Marketing can be a little daunting.
Especially for new creators.
Yeah.
So one of the most effective marketing strategies for creators is content marketing.
Content marketing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that? So it involves creating valuable content that educates, entertains, or inspires your target audience. And that positions you as a trusted authority in your space.
Okay, so you're giving away valuable information for free.
Exactly.
To build trust and credibility.
And content marketing can take a ton of different forms.
Okay.
Blog posts, articles, videos, podcasts, social media updates. It's about creating a diverse content ecosystem that reaches your audience where they are and gives them real value.
So it's like a network of touch points.
Yeah.
Each one giving them a little glimpse into your expertise.
Exactly. And the key to successful content marketing is to create stuff that is genuinely helpful and relevant to your audience, answer their questions, address their pain points, provide solutions. It's not about being pushy or salesy. It's about offering real value that will keep them coming back for more.
Building that like and trust factor.
Totally.
That leads to sales.
Exactly. And when you consistently create high quality content that resonates with your audience, they start to see you as that trusted source of information and guidance.
Yeah.
Which makes them way more likely to buy from you down the road.
So it's like planting seeds of value.
Yes.
That will eventually blossom into a loyal customer base.
I love that.
Okay. Now, along with content marketing, you also have to build a strong online presence.
Absolutely.
So that includes like a website, social media, email list.
All of it.
Okay. So it's like your digital home base.
Exactly.
A place where people can find you, learn about, get connected to their brand.
And your website becomes your virtual storefront.
Yeah.
It's your first impression, showcasing your expertise, your offerings, testimonials. Exactly. It's that central hub where you can send traffic from all your different marketing efforts and give potential customers all the info they need to decide if they want to work with you.
Okay. And social media is your virtual networking.
Totally. Yeah. It's where you connect with your audience on a more personal level, share your insights, build community around your brand, and your email. That's your direct line to your most engaged people.
Oh, yeah. Like a VIP club.
Yes.
For your most loyal fans.
Exactly. You can use email to share exclusive content, announce new products or services, and cultivate a deeper connection with those folks who are really invested in what you're doing. Okay.
And one pro tip I remember from these sources is to offer a lead magnet in exchange for people joining your email list.
Oh, yes. Lead magnets are crucial.
Okay. But for those who don't know, what's a lead magnet?
So lead magnet's basically a freebie, something valuable that you offer in exchange for someone's email address. It could be an ebook, a checklist, a video training, a mini course, anything that gives your audience immediate value and makes them want to sign up.
So it's like a little thank you gift.
Yeah.
That also helps you grow your email list and build those relationships.
Exactly. By giving value up front, you're establishing yourself as a helpful resource. You're building trust and goodwill.
Right.
And then as you nurture those relationships through consistent email communication, they're more likely to become paying customers down the line.
It's a win.
It is.
Okay, now let's talk about something that I think a lot of creators get hung up on, feeling salesy or pushy when it comes to marketing.
Yeah, it's common concern.
It can be hard to find that balance,
It is.
between promoting your work and staying authentic.
Nobody wants to feel like they're being inauthentic or desperate.
Yeah, exactly.
But selling doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Okay.
Actually, when it's done right, selling is an act of service.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
So how do we reframe that?
How do you change your mindset around selling to feel more aligned with your value? It's all about focusing on providing value and building genuine relationships. When you really believe in what you're offering and you understand how it can help people, sharing that information isn't about being pushy. It's about offering a solution.
So you're educating your audience.
Yes.
You're addressing their concerns. And you're demonstrating how your stuff can actually help them achieve their goals or overcome challenges.
Exactly. And when you approach it from that place of service, it feels authentic.
Yeah.
It feels genuine, and that builds trust and rapport.
It's like you're a helpful guide, not a pushy salesperson.
Exactly. And speaking of being helpful, one of the most effective ways to connect with your audience and show them what you've got is through storytelling.
Oh, I love a good story.
Me too. And so do your customers.
Okay.
Stories are powerful because they tap into our emotions.
Yeah.
They make your message more memorable and they make it more persuasive.
It's like you're building a bridge between you and them.
Exactly. And when you share stories about how your products or services have actually helped people achieve their goals, overcome obstacles, transform their lives, it adds this layer of social proof.
Okay.
It makes your offerings more tangible and relatable.
It's like saying, hey, this worked for these people.
Yeah.
It can work for you too.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to share your own story. Talk about your challenges, your triumphs, the lessons you've learned along the way.
Yeah. People connect with that.
They do. Vulnerability and authenticity.
It makes you human.
It does.
Makes you relatable.
It makes you more trustworthy.
Okay, now another marketing strategy we should talk about is collaboration.
Yes, collaboration is key.
So when you partner up with other creators who have a similar audience, you can cross-promote each other's work.
Yeah.
Expand your reach. Introduce your brand to a whole new group of potential customers.
It's like you're doubling your marketing power.
Yeah.
And there are so many ways to collaborate.
Okay, like what?
Guest blogging, podcast appearances, joint webinars, social media shout-outs. It's about finding creative ways to leverage each other's strengths and reach a wider audience.
So it's about teamwork.
Yes.
Supporting each other and using the power of community to really get your message out there.
Exactly. And the beauty of collaboration is that it's mutually beneficial. Both creators get more exposure and the audience benefits from those different perspectives and insights.
So win-win-win.
It is.
Okay, before we wrap up, I want to touch on one final piece of advice that I think is super important for any creator who wants to build a business that's sustainable and fulfilling, building a strong support system.
Oh, that is crucial.
Yeah, because, starting a business, especially on your own, it can be tough.
It can.
It's so important to have people in your corner who can offer encouragement, advice, accountability, and just a listening ear when you need it.
For sure. It's like having a cheer squad for your entrepreneurial journey.
Total.
A group of people who believe in you and want to see you succeed.
And that support system can be family and friends, mentors, other creators, even a mastermind group.
Yeah.
A small group of like-minded people who come together to help each other grow.
It's all about surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, challenge you to be better, and give you a safe space to share both your struggles and your wins.
And don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yes, that's so important.
It can be hard.
It can.
Because you feel like you have to do it all yourself.
Yeah.
But reaching out for support can make a world of difference.
It really can, both for your success and your well-being.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is remarkable how these creators emphasize that success isn't like a destination. It's more of an evolution. It's this ongoing journey of growth, learning, adapting, and always trying to become the best version of yourself.
And that's what's so inspiring about it, right?
Yeah.
It's accessible to anyone
who's
willing to put in the work.
Totally.
Doesn't matter where you're starting from.
Nope.
What matters is that drive, that hunger to learn.
Yeah.
And the courage to actually take action.
Yeah, the digital world has really democratized opportunity. in a way that we've never seen before. We have access to information platforms, a global community right at our fingertips.
Amazing.
It is. The potential for creators is limitless.
So let's say our listener is feeling that spark, that inspiration to jump into this creator world. Where did they even begin?
It all starts with self-reflection.
Okay.
What are you truly excited about? What are you naturally drawn to? What are those things that make you lose track of time?
Right.
Whether it's reading, researching, or just tinkering around with stuff.
It's like finding that thing that lights you up, that fuels your motivation and makes the work feel less like work.
Totally.
And more like a passion project.
Exactly. When you're genuinely passionate about something, it shows in your work. It attracts the right people.
Yeah.
It builds community and it inspires other people to chase their own dreams.
So once you've identified that spark, that passion project, what's next?
Then it's time to level up your skills.
Okay.
And luckily, we live in a time where knowledge is everywhere and it's easy to get.
Yeah.
You've got online courses, workshops, books, podcasts, you name it. There's something out there for almost any subject you can imagine.
It's like having a world-class education at your fingertips.
Exactly. And the key is to become a lifelong learner. Never stop being curious. Never stop seeking out new knowledge and skills that can help you grow.
And don't be afraid to experiment.
Yes.
Try new things.
Absolutely.
See what sticks.
That's how you discover your strengths.
Yeah.
And refine your approach.
Embrace those missteps.
Totally.
Knowing that every mistake is just a step closer to something better.
It's all part of the process. And remember the importance of community.
That's right.
Surround yourself with people who get it. Who support your vision, who offer guidance and keep you accountable.
Find your tribe, your cheer squad.
Exactly.
That network of fellow creators who understand the ups and downs of this journey.
And don't underestimate the power of mentorship.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
Finding someone who's already done what you want to do can be so valuable.
Yeah, they can offer insights, encouragement, roadmap for success.
For sure. They can help you avoid common pitfalls. They can accelerate your growth, and they can give you that boost of confidence when you're feeling lost or discouraged.
But above all else, remember to believe in yourself.
Yes. That's the most important thing.
Which I know is easier said than done.
It is.
Especially when you're first starting out and the self-doubt creeps in.
Yeah. Those doubts are natural, but don't let them stop you.
You have something special to offer the world. Your perspective, your experiences, your passions, they all create a value proposition that nobody else can replicate.
You are your own greatest asset.
Exactly. And when you believe in yourself and your vision, it inspires other people to believe in you too.
Yeah, it attracts opportunities, opens doors, and it creates a ripple effect that can lead to some pretty amazing things.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
The more you believe in your potential, the more likely you are to achieve it.
So to our listener, I ask you, what are your interests? What are your skills? What are the things that light you up? What problems can you solve? And what's one small step you can take today to start building the future you want?
Remember, you have the power to create a life you love.
You do.
A life that's both meaningful and prosperous.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe one day we'll be sharing your success story on a future deep dive.
Until then, keep learning, keep growing, keep creating, and keep believing in the power of your own potential.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's all the time we have for this deep dive.
That went by fast.
It did. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.
We'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration into the world of pause for dramatic effect knowledge.